Minecraft is a game we are all absolutely familiar with. From being the highest sold video game of all time to trending every day because of its content creators, the amount of people playing at any time is honestly staggering, and it's very well deserved as it is a game where the only limit to its creation is you. But with that comes a caveat. Sometimes something forms deep within the community of popular media. Take for example the creepy themes of Majora's Mask leading to the creation of Ben Drowned, or the Ratman from GTA 4. Most massive and open games are going to have something creepy or disturbing created from them. It's in their nature, as a lot of these games have random factors in them, or they're just so large it wouldn't surprise you to hear about something having been hidden inside of them for all of this time. Hell, even in your favorite game, I'm sure there's absolutely something you have no idea about yet. Something just hiding in there that you're yet to find. Because of this, it becomes really hard to discredit any rumors about something hiding within a game or its files, and these rumors build themselves up within the game's community. But what about the game with the biggest community of all time, where some of its most popular creators can break YouTube records from doing something as simple as falling out of a chair? And on top of that, throw in the mixture of mystery, as the game has no real story or lore to it. And what does this give you? Well, you get the biggest urban legend in gaming history. Imagine with me, it is August 2010. You are up late one night browsing 4chan's paranormal board /X. While scrolling through the website, you suddenly see a weird image of a retro-looking game with lots of fog. Confused as to what it's doing on the paranormal board, your eyes begin to scan the image when suddenly you see it. What appears to be a player with bright white eyes is standing there hiding in plain sight. As you stare at it, you begin to feel more and more like you're not the only thing in your room. You don't know it, but what you're currently looking at is going to become one of the most popular creepy stories to ever exist for video games. The text above the post reads, "I had recently spawned a new world in single-player Minecraft. Everything was normal at first as I began chopping down trees and crafting a workbench. I noticed something move amongst the dense fog. I have a very slow computer, so I have to play with tiny render distance. I thought it was a cow, so I pursued it, hoping to grab some hides for armor. It wasn't a cow, though. Looking back at me was another character with the default game skin, but his eyes were empty. I saw no name pop up, and I double-checked to make sure I wasn't in multiplayer mode." The text goes on to state that after the photo was taken, the character quickly ran into the fog, and that the poster hadn't seen him for a long time in his world. But he did notice that some things were off. He would often find 2x2 tunnels dug into random rocks, tiny perfect pyramids of sand in the middle of massive oceans or lakes, and most notably, he would find trees with all of their leaves missing. He tried posting about these oddities on the Minecraft forums, but his posts would be deleted almost immediately after they went up. Frustrated, he kept trying, until he received a message from an account named Herobrine, saying nothing but just one word: stop. When he went to click on the profile of Herobrine, he was simply met with an error page. He quickly received a message after from someone saying they had also met this mysterious player in their single-player world as well. He looked the exact same, and all the weird things like the leaves disappearing from the trees and the pyramids were also occurring to him. They decided to refer to this thing with the same name as the mysterious forum user, henceforth the name Herobrine. In every story of Herobrine told throughout the past 12 years, they have always had him represented with this skin. It has never changed, the familiarity of the Minecraft default Steve skin, but with these white voids where his eyes should be. The post also states that it's very possible that Herobrine may end up being Notch's deceased brother, but as far as we know, this is most likely not even remotely true. Notch had never had a brother. The original Herobrine post never got much attention from the people of 4chan, but after a while, someone very important to the story had been inspired by the post. Brocraft was a group of people that would stream Minecraft for hours almost every day. One of these people was a streamer by the name of Copeland. Copeland had been streaming his playthrough of Survival for quite a while by this point, and one night, just as we did in the beginning of this video, he stumbled across the now famous Herobrine post. Inspired to play a good prank on his viewers, he decided to stage a Herobrine encounter while live on his world. Before this, he decided he wanted to test the waters by uploading this photo to his social media. Here you can see his normal survival world, but down in the bottom corner, Herobrine is hiding. A while after this photo was posted, he started streaming, and for a while it was rather standard. It was just him working on his survival world. He was adding to his house, and doing everything that you would normally do in an effort to get to the very end of the game. Notably, however, during this stream, he was avoiding one room. He said it was a work-in-progress room, and towards the end of the stream, he entered it. But when he entered this room, he wasn't met with his work-in-progress room. He was met with this. After seeing this, he stated that he was extremely scared from the encounter and that he wanted to end the stream early. Weirdly enough, the original stream is now considered internet lost media. No one had ever recorded or backed up the stream, let alone the VOD. And all we have now are just recreations in this one single screenshot from the original stream. It shows Herobrine just standing there. Now what Herobrine actually was just a painting he had retextured, but thanks to the low quality of the stream, and the fact that he only saw it for a few split seconds before turning away, you really can't tell. A bit later, he restarted his stream, but there wasn't anything in that room anymore. It had seemed that Herobrine had vanished from his world. The stream had exploded in popularity practically overnight, and everyone was now kind of scared that possibly Herobrine could even be in their world. Trying to jump onto this trend, one of the other Brocraft streamers, Patamus, also staged a Herobrine sighting on his stream. It wasn't as notable as Copeland's, but it did feature pretty scary imagery, of them stumbling across Herobrine as he floated above a lake of lava. This Herobrine was actually a door, giving the illusion of a 3D character. Later in the stream, Patamus would go on to state to his girlfriend that it was completely faked. Copeland was pretty upset by this and started to post links all over the internet leading to this website. Note that the website has him in the title, which is where Herobrine's other nickname is from. Here, all of Copeland's viewers were met with this scary moving image, as well as jumbled text everywhere below it. By removing all the non-alphabetical letters in the message, you're left with this.
It has been reported that some victims of torture during the act would retreat into a fantasy world from which they cannot wake up. In this catatonic state, the victim lived in a world just like their normal one, except they weren't being tortured. The only way that they realized they needed to wake up was a note they found in their fantasy world. It would tell them about their condition and tell them to wake up. Even then, it would often take months before they were ready to discard their fantasy world and please wake up.
As far as we know, this was the end of the Copeland Herobrine story. But throughout the years, more and more people have created their own stories and videos centered around Herobrine. This has caused the story to become larger and larger. Today, the tale of Herobrine has reached far and wide across the vast open seas of the internet. It's been built upon by the community, turned into a beacon of labor and love for anyone to make something out of, as well as something for newer and old players to fear in their own world. It plays heavily on that fear that sometimes you get in Gmod games, where you don't feel like you're alone, when normally you should be confident that it's just you. And it doesn't help that the world of Minecraft is so large, something could be anywhere. I remember in the mid to early 2010s, the schools would be filled with all of these kids who had apparently seen some sort of proof of Herobrine in their very own world. I remember that as a kid I had made a world and there was an error where all of my trees had spawned without any leaves, and I was so horrified of Herobrine being real that I stopped playing Minecraft for at least 3 years because I was just too terrified. To scare these kids even more, Mojang decided that they would commemorate the urban legend by adding to every patch note at the very end the extra line removed Herobrine, just to make some of those people guess themselves on if Herobrine really was just an urban legend after all. Thank you all for watching to the very end of this video. I know this one was kind of short, but I really just wanted to make this one in honor of Technoblade. Since Technoblade's passing, I've had a little bit of a resurgence in Minecraft, a bit of an interest, which you probably have noticed on my channel as I posted a Minecraft video not too long ago of me playing a horror map. I kind of want to post some more Minecraft videos, but I understand that this is a horror channel. So here's what I'm going to do. If you're not here for Minecraft, simply ignore the uploads. And if you like the horror content, well great. I'll still be uploading horror content the second they're done. And don't worry, it's not going to take away from my production of horror content, as you can see. The Minecraft videos are literally just a big passion project. And so are these. I just want to try to be as much a variety channel as I can in order to prevent burnout. I also want to add that Herobrine has inspired a lot of copies, and truthfully, a lot of them are horribly made. Some of my friends in my close circle have taken to using these creepypastas as inside jokes in our friend circle. And I promised them that if I ever made a video like this, I would allow them to do a reading of their favorite bad Minecraft creepypasta as the final portion of the video. So if you don't enjoy hearing a bunch of people make funny noises over a really, really poorly made story, feel free to click off now. We won't be mad, so don't worry. And for those who would like to stay to hear the funny reading, allow me to present to you a dramatic shortened retelling of the wonderful, horrible, no good story of Green Steve as told by my wonderful 2 friends. I'm sorry.
I was playing Minecraft on the 1.8 update when I found a desert temple. Like most players, I broke the blue block and jumped down the hole. I accidentally hit the block that sets off the TNT, but surprisingly, it did not go off. A Steve-like mob came down from the hole where the blue block was, and it looked like Steve, only green. It hit me, and I appeared in a room made of bedrock filled with creepers. I was really freaked out, so I exited the game. I then went back the next day. To my surprise, I was not in the creeper cave, but in a forest. It was like I had made a new world, though obviously I hadn't. Strange enough, the chat box popped up with the words, "I am coming." This was very weird. I double-checked to see if I was on multiplayer, but shockingly, I wasn't. I moved through the forest, still wondering about the chat message. In a few moments, I happened to stumble across a house. It had been my house in the world before, only in a forest, not a desert. I went in. When I went in, there was nothing. Then the green mob came in. Another message appeared in the chat box. "Hello, brother." Then I just blew up. I deleted the world after that, because I didn't want to come across this weird entity again. I sent an email to one of the developers who had helped in the making of Minecraft about my experience, and he replied,
One of the developers wanted to add Green Steve to Minecraft, but we said no. But we caught him adding it in anyway.
if the story is true, it could explain Herobrine and many other things.